what do you think about this latest effort going into the All-Star break upcoming here? Cavs have, they haven't stopped.
Yeah, it was a really fun game to watch. I mean, the first quarter notwithstanding, only scoring 12 points there, it looked like they didn't want to be out there, but really turned it on. It's evidence of good coaching and good talent on this team. They really play hard for each other. The real reason we're out here on a Sunday recording the I Still Believe in Cleveland podcast because Ryan Sponseller's guy, Jetty Osmond, scored 20 points in the second half and was essentially probably the best player on the floor. So that's why we're here. He'll tell you all about his guy, Jetty Osmond, but a little bit more about this. The Cavs bench scored like 55 points or something like that this game. Sixth man of the year, Kevin Love, he had 19. Rondo had 15. They really, they got scoring from their bench. They got leadership from how deep this team is. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this team when they get some of their best players back. Eric already mentioned Lauri Markkanen, obviously Darius Garland. If they're able to keep Colin Sexton around, and then they go out and make a trade for Caris LeVert, who could start for this team or could be the sort of instant offense off the bench that they really sort of desperately need at this point. So a lot of really exciting things happening here with the Cavs, and we have 4 more games with them before the All-Star break, and I'm hoping they can build on some of this. They've got one of those games against the Philadelphia 76ers. That's one of the other teams that are probably competing for those first 4 spots in the East to get home court advantage for the first round or so. So that's definitely going to be a big game. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how they finish off this stretch before the All-Star break in Cleveland here in about, like just under 2 weeks.
Well, Drew, you jumped to it. The big trade for Caris LeVert. I think I'll go to Eric here because Eric actually beat ESPN's push notification by sending me a text about the Caris LeVert trade. That spawned this podcast tonight. So, Eric, let's go to you here. Exciting news. Cavs are really trying to make a playoff push here.
Right. I do have to give credit to the Woj bomb, Adrian Wojnarowski. I think he had that first, but I'll take credit for this podcast.
You think he had it before you?
just by a minute or two. But yeah, I really like the move for a multitude of reasons. One, Brandon Goodwin, he's had his moments. He's been playing well in spurts, but I don't know if his success is sustainable. And that's kind of been showing these last couple of games. So that being said, they needed another guard who could score, who could space the floor, who could, shoot and, take some pressure off Darius Garland offensively. And you look at tonight's stats, pretty much there was no scoring by guards, and it was Brandon Goodwin. And Rondo did have his 15, which was, I believe, his season high. That might not be a sustainable thing. They need another guy that could help Garland score some points. Karis is averaging 18.7 points per game this season. He's averaging between 18 and 20 points the last 3 years. And he's 27 years old. He's in that perfect range. I don't think he's not like a 21, 22 up and comer, and he's not on his backside of his career that, the Cavs have made those type of deals in the past, the Wally Zerbiaks, the Antoine Jameson's type of trades that no. Yeah,
we're not going to talk about the Antoine Jameson, Wally Zerbiak Cavs here.
That's one of those good trades.
But yeah. So, I really like what they're doing. I'll let Drew bring back the James Harden trade because I know he's got it in his arsenal, and that's great because that being said, I think he's really what this team's been lacking ever since Ricky Rubio's been injured. And, he's not a true point guard the way Rubio is, but he's an offensive guy who really is going to be his services are going to be needed throughout the rest of the season. And we're going to have several good years of him, provided, that he finishes out his contract and they can get an extension. He should be playing well for the next several years. And I really like what this team's done. You could take a look and say Kobe Altman, we could just mail it in and say, oh, we're having a good year. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out, or he can be aggressive and not give up too much. And that's exactly what he did. And I'm really excited to see what how the team finishes this year. Do they have another trade coming? I don't know. I mean, you still have the Sexton contract, but there's a chance he could come back and play the rest, later on this season. So I kind of want to see where we go with that. But if they were just aggressive enough by this move, I think that was a very wise move. And, like I said, I'm excited to see where they go with this. And they definitely strengthened their team today.
Yeah, it's a tough move for Colin Sexton to see a scorer added to the team. I think Caris LeVert, he has one more year left on his contract, so there's potential for an extension. So he's competing with Colin. It's going to be prime time for him to show that he should be a part of this Cavs future. But Drew, your thoughts on the trade, and it's definitely a push. We're going for the playoffs here.
Absolutely. Yeah. I said it before. I'll say it again. The Cleveland Cavaliers won the James Harden trade. When all is said and done, it will be Dante Exum and a 2022 lottery protected first round pick for Caris LeVert and Jared Allen. And Jared Allen should be an all-star. It's an absolute crime that he's not. Caris LeVert is a really good player, and they get both of these guys for years to come. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can add to the team. Just a little bit more about Caris LeVert, some things that I have learned, just sort of researching, digging into his game. You haven't seen him a whole heck of a lot with the Pacers because part of that James Harden trade, he got sort of diagnosed with this malignant tumor on his kidney. So he had to have this sort of invasive surgery. He's healthy now. He's doing great, but it took him a while to sort of recover from that. He missed almost all of last season with that. So he's just getting back into, sort of form now. And in his most recent game that he played against the Eastern Conference leading Chicago Bulls. He scored 42 points in 41 minutes. So this is somebody I'm really excited to add. I wish he was a little bit better from three. He shoots like mid 30% from three, which is okay. I wish he was a little better there, but this is somebody that can create his own shot. This is somebody that can handle the ball. This is a really good shooting guard, and they did not give up much at all to get him. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do